Our problem was power regression. It's length in feet and then period in seconds. So it's 1 foot and then 1.10 seconds. And 2 feet and then 1.5. And then 3 to 1.89. And then 4, 2.24 seconds. 5 is 2.51 seconds. And 6 is 2.76 seconds. And then 7 is 2.91 seconds. When we were using the calculator, we had to find the equation. And the equation is 1.09 and then x to the 0.51. And then the R value for that is 0.99.
The R value tells if it's a good fit, and if it's close to 1, then it's a good fit.
And number 3 is, if the pendulum has a length of 2.3 feet, what is the period for the pendulum? We got 1.66 seconds, and we got that by using the power regression equation and plugging it in the calculator.
We did problem number 2, and it said a parking garage costs $3 for up to but not including 1 hour of parking, $5 for 2 hours of parking, $7 for up to 3 hours, $9 for 4 hours, $11 for up to 5 hours, $13 for up to 6 hours, and $15 for 6 hours or more. I got a piecewise function by reading the word problem. Since it said $3 for up to but not including 1 hour, I put 3, and for the rule I put 0 is less than x, but 1 is greater than x. For 6 hours or more, the price would be $15, so I put 6 is less than or equal to x and extended the line so it would go on forever.
I graphed the function with hours on the x-axis and cost on the y-axis, and I used an open circle on the first point because it wouldn't have made sense to the problem. The last point continues on because the price would be $15 after 6 hours and will continue to be $15 after.
And part C, if you were to park in this garage for 4.5 hours, you would pay $11. And you would pay the same amount for any amount of time between 4 and 5 hours, but not including 5.
We had number 3 on the homework, and it said the function below shows the weekly earnings at Jacob's job, his summer job, and they gave us f of x is 8x, and x got to be less than or equal to 30, and then 12x minus 120, and x has to be greater than 30. So they told us to write a scenario, and I said Jacob gets paid $8 an hour for mowing a lawn for less than or equal to 30 hours. If he mows a lawn for more than 30 hours, he gets paid $12 per hour, but he loses $120 on gas.
And then for the second problem, we said Julia gets paid $8 an hour for babysitting for less than or equal to 30 hours. If she babysits for more than 30 hours, she gets paid $12 per hour, but she loses $120 on an outfit for work.
A store charges $15 per t-shirt for orders of 50 or fewer t-shirts, $13.50 per t-shirt for orders of 75 or fewer, but more than 50 t-shirts, and $12.50 per t-shirt for orders of more than 75 t-shirts. Write a piecewise function that represents the printing cost C for X number of shirts.
We got f of x equals 13.5x. Rule 50 is less than x, and x is less than or equal to 75. And we got also 15x with the rule of x is less than or equal to 50, and 12.5x is rule x is less than or equal to 75. We got 13.5x with the rule of 50 is less than x, and x is less than or equal to 75 because it costs $13.5 to buy 75 t-shirts and or less than 75 but more than 50. And we got 12.5x with a rule of x is less than or equal to 75 because the store charges $12.5 for a purchase of 75 or more t-shirts.
Problem 5 says, what value of A would make this piecewise function continuous? And we were given the function f of x equals 3x squared plus 4 when x is less than -2, or 5x plus a when x is greater than or equal to -2. So for a piecewise function to be continuous, it must have the same values at the limit. So we can make 3x squared plus 4 equal to 5x plus a, and put in -2 for x, and then solve for a. And we can do this by algebra or a graph.
Okay, we did problem 6, and problem 6 says your favorite dog groomer charges according to your dog's weight. If your dog is 15 pounds and under, the groomer charges $35. If your dog is between 50 and 40, she charges $40. If your dog is over 40 pounds, she charges $40 plus an additional $2 for each pound.
Part A said write a piecewise function, Part B said to graph the function, and Part C asked how much it would cost for a 60-pound dog.
For part A, we wrote 35x with the rule of x is less than or equal to 15, because in the problem it said 15 pounds or under, we would include the 15 when we graph. The other equation said 40x with the rule of 15 is less than x is less than or equal to 40, and 40 plus 2x with the rule of x is greater than 40.
When we graphed it, we had to make 3 different lines. Then using the rules, we figured out where the lines get cut off.
We figured out that 60 is greater than 40, so we plugged it into the problem. 40 plus 2x, and we got 160 pounds.
Alright, so we did number 7, and it says a paperback book sells for $12. The author is paid royalties of 10% on the first 10,000 copies sold, and 15% on any additional copies. A, when the 6,000th book is sold, how much will the author earn on that sale? Also, what will the author's total royalties be at that point? So the author will earn $1.20 per book because he earns 10% of $12 per book, After 6,000 books, he'll earn $7,200.
7B is when the 12,000th book is sold, how much will the author earn on that sale? Also, what will the author's total royalties be at that point? The author will earn $1.80 per book, because after 10,000 books, when he sells, or after he sells 10,000 books, he earns 15% on every book, and that's $1.80. And if he sells 12,000 books, he'll earn $15,600.
Alright. C. Let X be the number of copies sold. Write a piecewise function for R, the royalty payment earned on the sale, in terms of X. So we said R, and to get like 1.2, X has to be less than or equal to 10,000. And to get 1.8, X has to be greater than 10,000.
D was write a piecewise function for T, the total amount of royalties earned, and to have 1.2x had to be less than or equal to 10,000, and to get 12,000 plus 1.8 parentheses x minus 10,000, it had to be x is greater than or equal to 10,000. And for F, how many copies have been sold in order for the author to have earned $30,000? So you plug that in to the piecewise before and see what 30,000 gets, what equation would work for 30,000, and it'd be the second equation. And so you'd plug that in and you'd subtract 12,000 from each side, and you get 1,800 equals 1.8 x minus 10,000. And then you divide 1.8 and get 10,000 equals x minus 10,000, and then you'd add 10,000 to both sides and get 20,000 equals x.
Good afternoon, Athens Drive. I just have a couple announcements. JV boys baseball, please meet outside the lower gym.